I was ashamed when I realized that life was a costume party, and I attended with my real face.
Tavares.
Right in the butt?
What?
No.
Less than a minute now.
Tool time for 200.
This term for a long-handled gardening tool can also mean an immoral pleasure seeker. Ken?
What's a hoe?
No.
She has a very long back.
Taylor Swift.
Hey, throw that motherfucker. Throw that motherfucker. Hey, throw that motherfucker. Throw that motherfucker. Throw that motherfucker.
Hey guys, this is my girlfriend Becca. She has cancer, but I love her. Ugh! You can't find no black bitch with cancer? Girl, I know, right? With his weak ass.
I'm not sorry for what I'm about to do.
What are you doing?
Damn garbage.
Garbitch.
Yo. I'm back. I'm back streaming on my channel. Yo, I'm Monk Dan, yo. Welcome to my channel. It's good to be back, man. It's been a while since I've streamed on this channel. All right, so if you are new to the channel, welcome. I have been missing, but I'm here. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hit the like button, send me some comments, and subscribe, man. Please subscribe. Holla back at me. What I do on my channel is I like to seek and share wisdom through philosophy. Philosophy is my thing, so I like to talk about some stuff. I like to talk about life, share some ideas, share different philosophies, and we're going to talk about one today. Just a quick recap, I guess, just to kind of catch up on things, man. Let you know how my life has been going and why I haven't been streaming. Man, I've been really putting more time into my gaming channel. I've been putting a little bit more consistency on my gaming channel. I've been missing this channel. My life in general has been just a bit off, if you will, meaning like the routine that I had, it was just thrown off. If you didn't know, I was furloughed. I work on the railroad, and and I had been furloughed, and then I'm back to working somewhat now and trying to get reacclimated into, putting the railroad into my life. And it's just been just kind of getting back into my routine before the furlough. Anyway, so yeah, man, that's been pretty much my life, man. And so I've been missing this stream on my main channel. Here's something crazy. So my gym here in my hometown, here in my town, it was closed, so I wasn't working out, I wasn't reading, so I've just been out of tune, out of sync, man. So now I'm kind of getting back that rhythm that I had with streaming both channels and working out now. I worked out today. My gym was closed for like a week and maybe close to a half. And it's like, fuck, man. So now I worked out today, hit chest. Whew, man, a week and almost a half. Man, just kills the progress, man. Yesterday was my birthday, yo. Yesterday was my birthday, yo. I celebrated 41 years on flat Earth. Yo, I put that in my title for my gaming channel yesterday, and YouTube said I said a profanity. They consider that saying flat Earth is a profanity. Like, whoa. So I'm curious to know what would they do now since I said it on this channel. But yeah, man, that's just a quick update, man, just to let you know where I'm at, man. So now I'm back on both channels. I got that spirit in me now. I got that willpower. We're gonna talk about that. I got it, man. It's here now. That somewhat the rhythm, the railroad life is very all over the place, man. So I mean, it can be whatever. So, but I have that spirit now. I read today. I worked out today. That felt really good. Just having that routine that I'm used to. So I'm back. I'm back. So with that being said, let's talk about willpower. Yo, and it's crazy that I got right back onto this book, the one in chapter 7, yo. Man, I like Gary Keller. I like how he just comes straight out the gate, man. Yo, I was telling you about a bit of my life because I was kind of going through something like this. Chapter 7 title is called Willpower is Always on Will Call. And my willpower had been stifled, if that's a word, the correct word, or if it is a word. Meaning with this channel, I had been neglecting it. The desire, the willpower was there, but when it came to streaming on this one, I was like, fuck, man. I ran out of steam, if you will, you know, with my inconsistent days and all of that. And this chapter kind of explains a bit of why that happened, right? So first and foremost, man, I like how Mr. Gary Keller comes out and says this powerful statement right here. Willpower is always on will call is a lie. I'll say that again, yo. This dude, I like this cat, man. This guy, he eliminates the bullshit, man. He's like, yo, that shit is a lie. Willpower is always on will call is a lie. It's a lie, yo. I'm a living testament of that today, man. Man, because the willpower, I had the willpower, you know, to stream on this channel. But when I got to it, I had ran out of steam. And it was gone. I couldn't just call it up. And it was just a lot, man. But so let's get into it, man. And maybe you agree or disagree. Let's talk about it, yo. So I'm not gonna go through all of everything, but I'll kind of key in some talk about some key points or things that I quickly highlighted. I'll start off with the intro. He says, "Why would you ever do something the hard way? Why would you ever knowingly get behind the 8 ball, deliberately quarrel between a rock and a hard place, or intentionally work with one hand tied behind your back? You wouldn't. Right. We wouldn't do that. But most people unwittingly do it every day or do every day. When we tie our success to our willpower without understanding what that really means, we set ourselves up for failure, and we don't have to." And that was kind of like what I was doing, man. Like, I mean, let's just get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let me talk about this portion that I highlighted, and I'll read kind of the paragraph to kind of give some more context. Often quoted as a statement about sheer determination, the Old English proverb, "Where there's a will, there's a way," has probably misled as many as it helped. Wow, man. And that's a common phrase. I've heard that, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. You know, it sounds good. You know, I've heard that shit. I don't know where it came from. Mr. Keller says it comes from an Old English proverb. And once again, I'll read that again. Often quoted as a statement about sheer determination, the Old English proverb, "Where there's a will, there's a way," has probably misled as many as it's helped. It just rolls off the tongue and passes so quickly through our head that few stop to hear its full meaning, right? Like me, I heard that shit, and you know, I have been known to say that shit to myself. Where there's a will, there's a way. Widely regarded as the singular source of personal strength, it gets misinterpreted as clearly phrased, one-dimensional prescription for success. But for will to have its powerful way, there's more to it than that. Construe willpower as just a call for character, and you miss its other equally essential element, timing. It's a critical piece. Wow, man. Timing. I never understood that. I never knew timing being a part of that. Let me see if I can get to where he kind of goes into timing for you. And I'll just kind of speak about it. I don't want to read the whole entire thing. So let me speak off the cuff and kind of talk about it from my interpretation, and we can kind of get there. Timing. Let me get to that part. When it comes to, here it is. And I just said it. When it comes to willpower, timing is everything. You will need your willpower at full strength to ensure that when you're doing the right thing, you don't let anything distract you or steer you away from it. Then you need enough willpower the rest of the day to either support or avoid sabotaging what you've done. That's all the willpower you'll need to be successful. So if you want to get the most out of your day, do your most important work, your one thing, early before your willpower is drawn down. Since your self-control will be sapped throughout the day, use it when it's at full strength on what matters most. Yes, that is what I wanted to talk about right there. I mean, I'll talk about a few more things, but the timing, that's the thing. So I'll use myself as an example. Excuse me, as an example. So generally, I would stream my gaming channel in the morning, and then I would do my other activities of the day and blah, blah, blah. And here I am. I stream this channel late at night. And so I had caught myself out of sync, out of my routine. My timing was off. Everything was off. Meaning my gym schedule, my work schedule, everything timing-wise was off. And so I had ran out of willpower, or how he had phrased it as strength. I had ran out of strength to film this channel, on this channel. Not that it was bad or anything. I just didn't have that fortitude, if you will. I just didn't have that drive. I was like, fuck, man. And I had been thinking about it. I wasn't reading, so I didn't have anything to talk about. My timing was off. Timing is important. And that's one essential thing that he's kind of motivating or talking about and discussing, is making sure that you have the energy for the one thing. And this is my one thing right here. This channel is the one thing. And then, of course, I have my gaming channel as the one thing. But this is important as well. And so I had ran out of steam. I had ran out of energy. And what was the word he used? Sabotaging. Like I had done things to sabotage this opportunity. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to share that part right there because timing is very critical, man. It's very crucial. Here's another part that I wanted to talk about. How he describes it as a battery cell, or he didn't say quite battery cell, but he described it as he said a battery cell, battery life. There it is. And he titled the chapter or the paragraph as renewable energy, and he talks about how our willpower is considered or like renewable energy. It's like a battery life. And what he was saying is that comparing it to like our cell phone, when you look at the battery, when it's green, it's 100%, it's green. When it gets to getting to the red, it's getting low, and he was considering, or he was talking about how our willpower is like that battery life, yo. So he was essentially kind of, as I was saying previously, yo, when you are at your full potential or your full peak, get those important things done. Get that one thing that you needed to get done, or the thing that's the most important, get that done. So that when your battery life decreases, you've already completed the important thing, right? And I'll read a little bit of this. He says, think of willpower like the power bar on your cell phone. Every morning you start out with a full charge. As the day goes on, every time you draw on it, you're using it up. So as your green bar shrinks, so does your resolve. And when it eventually goes red, you're done. Willpower has a limited battery life, but can be recharged with some downtime. It's a limited but renewable source. Because you've had a limited supply, each act of will creates a win-loss scenario where winning is an immediate situation through willpower makes you more likely to lose later because you have less of it, Make it through a tough day in the trenches, and the lure of late night snacking can become your diet downfall. Do you agree with that, yo? Do you agree with that? Hey, and I also want to say this. I don't want to make it seem as though you have to do that one thing, whatever it is that you have to complete. I don't want to insinuate or give the hint that it's best to do it in the morning, right? As an example, this is my one thing. I have several things like reading, going to the gym, but I have my days planned when I'm not working, like my day off. I have it set up in a way where I can do all my things and I can recharge myself throughout the day. Like on my day off, I can do things to recharge myself, go to the gym, and then do my second stream of the day. So I don't want to give the indication that I'm saying do it in the day. That's your life. You have to figure it out. My life is different, man, because I'm a railroader. So my patterns are different. Like my sleeping patterns are different, and it could be different for you as well. So I don't want to give that indication that I'm saying do it in the morning. And I don't think that's what Gary Keller is saying as well. What I am receiving, or the information that I'm perceiving it to be, is that one thing that you need to get accomplished, do that when you have that full bar of energy, if that makes any sense. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, this is kind of piggybacking on this paragraph. Here's another thing. The implications are staggering. The more we use our mind, the less minding power we have. Willpower is like a fast twitch muscle that gets tired and needs rest. It's incredibly powerful, but it has no endurance. Whoa, now that's something that's remarkable, man. Because it kind of goes into the saying, how he was saying that willpower is always on will call is a lie. And he was like, yo, it's like how did he phrase it? It's like a fast twitch muscle, and it gets tired and needs rest. Like, yo, like you just can't conjure up that's how I perceived it before reading this chapter. Is like, yo, you can just conjure up that spirit to accomplish whatever that is that you need to accomplish. And that ain't the case. He's like, yo, you're going to run out of endurance, bro. It's in the mind. The mind is powerful. And he used this thing, and he talks about some numbers here. And he was like, food for thought. And I can talk about that right now. He was like, the brain makes up 1/50th of our body mass, but consumes a staggering of 1/5 of the calories we burn for energy. Like, whoa. And he even brings it up in a more I don't want to say realistic, he describes it in a way that we can kind of imagine this in the realistic form. And I'll say that again. The brain makes up 1/50th of our body mass, but consumes a staggering of 1/5 of the calories we burn for energy. If your brain worked hard, in terms of gas mileage, it'll be a Hummer. I'll read that again since I stumbled on it. If your brain worked hard in terms of gas mileage, it'd be a Hummer. Most of our conscious activity is happening in our prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for focusing, handling short-term memory, solving problems, and moderating impulse control. It's at the heart of what makes us human and the center for our executive control and willpower. Wow. See, I didn't know that at all, man. And he talks about some studies, man. Let's see if I can get some of those studies, and we'll wrap it up, man. I just wanted to share that. I will talk about, because there were several studies that he talked about. And I'll just kind of off the cuff, because I kind of remember. I don't want to keep digging for it. I want to talk to the screen. I'm sweating, man, because it is hot. Oh, wow. Sheesh. Wow. Let me get a little water here, bro. So he took some studies. Well, he talks about some studies. There was a study he talked about from Stanford, and it was some kids. You may have seen something similar to this too on social media. So these kids were a part of this study, and what the test was, they would tell these kids, "Hey, I'll give you 2 snacks. If you don't eat the snacks, and then I'll come back, and then I'll give you 2 snacks." Does that make sense? So they test the kids. They put the snacks out there, I guess, I'm assuming. And they say, "Hey, you can get 1 snack now, but I'll give you 2 snacks when I come back. I'm going to be gone." I think it was like maybe 15 minutes. I'll be gone for 15 minutes. When I come back, I'll give you 2 snacks, but you can't eat the snacks now. Right? And so the study said that the kids that delayed the instant gratification, they were the ones to be successful, or had a more successful life, if you will. And the kids that took the instant gratification, those were the ones who were not successful. Those were the ones who just unsuccessful, man. Had, I don't want to say bad lives, but they weren't top of the, they were not successful. They were, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that and keep it simple. I was like, damn, willpower, the endurance not to cave in or to crave the instant thing. There was another study that he talked about. I don't know if it was for Stanford, but it was like some undergraduate students. And he talked about how it was like 100 and something odd undergrad students. And they split the group in half. One group had a two-digit number to remember. The second group had a 7-digit number to remember. And he was saying how when we put all of our energy into, we put our brains into power or into shit. I don't want to misquote it. I don't want to misquote it. Because that was an interesting study. Because I was like, man, all right. I'm thinking, all right, the group with the 2-digit number, oh, that would have been, they would have been able to. It was just odd. I was like, whoa, let me see if I can find that. Let's see if I can quickly find that for you guys. And it kind of talks about the nutrition. Like, yo, this shit's really deep, yo. And I'll talk about that one too. Where's the one that with the 2-digit number? If I can't find it, I'll just talk about the one with the judges. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'll just read the whole thing here. Stanford University Professor Baba Shivs, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Research shows that just how fleeing our willpower can be. He divided 165 undergraduate students into two groups and asked them to memorize either a 2-digit or 7-digit number. Both tasks were well within the average person's cognitive abilities, and they could take as much time as they needed. When they were ready, students would then go to another room where they would recall the number. Along the way, they were offered a snack for participating in the study. The two choices were chocolate cake or a bowl of fruit salad, guilty pleasure or healthy snack or healthy treat. Here's the kicker. Students asked to memorize the 7-digit number were nearly twice as likely to choose cake. This tiny extra cognitive load was just enough to prevent a prudent choice. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. This tiny extra cognitive load was just enough to prevent a prudent choice. Wow. A prudent choice, I kind of looked up the word. It's basically like a wise choice. Let me get the actual definition again for you. It's like a better choice, wise choice, prudent definition. I was like, whoa, really? That threw it off. Yeah, it says wise, well advised, sensible, careful. Yeah, frugal. Yeah. So it's a cautious, or I shouldn't say cautious, but yeah, it's a wise decision. I was like, damn, just that simple, just that little slight difference. Remembering a 2-digit number or a 7-digit number, and then they bring in these they hit you with the little special right there. Hey, would you like the chocolate cake or would you like to have some fruit? And then the people with the 7-digit, they were twice as likely to choose the cake. Like, wow, this tiny extra cognitive load was just enough to prevent a prudent choice. Like, damn. And then that's where I read the other part. The implications are staggering. The more we use our mind, the less minding power we have. Like, damn, just something as simple as that took someone away from making a better decision, right? Sure, we like to have cake. Yeah, that's fine. But when it came down to making a choice between cake and fruit, and having that already on your mind, oh shit, you have to remember these 7 digits, and then somebody put this test in front of you. Mr. Gary Keller says you were twice likely to choose the cake. Damn. Wow, the more we use our mind, the less minding power we have. And that's when he was talking about the battery, man. Willpower is like a fast twitch muscle that gets tired and needs rest. It's incredibly powerful, but it has no endurance. Wow. I'll read the rest of this paragraph. As Kathleen Vose, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I've never heard the name before. Put it in a Prevention magazine in 2009. Willpower is like gas in your car. When you resist something tempting, you use some up. I'll read that one more time. Willpower is like gas in your car. When you resist something tempting, you use some up. The more you resist, the emptier your tank gets until you run out of gas. In fact, a measly 5 extra digits is all it takes to drain our willpower dry. Whoa, like what the fuck, man? That's insane, bro. Just 5 extra digits to remember takes away your willpower. That's crazy, yo. That's insane. Like really, like think about that, yo. Just the things that we have throughout our day. The things you got to think about. I mean, you got a lot of tasks ahead of you. These little small intricate things can take your willpower away from the one thing that you need to complete. Remember, that is what we're talking about. The willpower to complete the one thing that you need to do. The most important thing. That one thing. Remember, I'm talking about success. I'm talking about success. I want to be successful. That is my goal, bro. I'm trying to become great. Whatever it may be, I just want to be successful. I don't want to sound like that Drake song. I don't want to be successful. But hell, fuck it, yo. I want some of that. I want to enjoy the pleasures of life. I want to experience these things. Bro. The haves and the have-nots, man. This life is getting tougher, man. It's getting tough out here. I mean that with all sincerity, yo. You feeling it. I'm feeling it. I told you if you didn't know, once again, I was furloughed for almost 3 months. That's how tough it is, yo. That's how tough it is out here. This economy is trash. It's tough out here, bro. In the midst of all of that, I'm like, yo, I want to be successful. I don't want no excuses, man. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is getting wider, bro. It's getting wider, man. This is the whole point of me saying all of this, bro. Because I want to be successful. And I want to put my energy, my willpower to things that's going to propel me and get me to success, get me to where I need to be. That is the whole point. That's the reason why I'm talking about this shit. Like, yo, something as simple as learning 5 extra digits from this study. Remember, it was 165 students. They split them in half. One group said 2 digits, another group 7 digits. They tricked them and said, hey, we're gonna put a little something here. Hey, here's some cake or here's some fruit. The people who had to learn the extra 5 digits, they were more likely to get the cake. Because of the willpower, though, learning extra 5, man, that's crazy, bro. Can you imagine? Think about your life. I was telling you about my life. All the things that I was dealing with, my being furloughed, coming off furlough, trying to reacclimate myself into my work schedule. Then the gym closes. Then I'm not reading, blah, blah, blah. I mean, these things are just taken from me, man. Think about your life. Think about your life. The things that you have to accomplish. If you want to be successful, the things that you want to accomplish. Bro, these things are taken away from you. Your willpower, your mental stress, your strength, if you will. That's crazy, bro. And the study is from the cake and the fruit. They chose the cake. Let's be honest, man. We need to eat healthy. We need to eat healthy. He talks about that right here. In the chapter, the paragraph, the food for thought. He talks about that. And I highlighted a part, and I'll just go right to that part. There's another part I wanted to read that he did a study. Yeah, I'll read that paragraph because that's essential to understand what the hell I'm talking about. I'll read 3 paragraphs. So hang in there with me. I'm not going to keep the stream long. Here's an interesting fact. The last in, first out theory is very much at work inside our head. I've never heard of the last in, first out theory. I've never heard of that. The most recent parts of our brain to develop are the first to suffer if there is a shortage of resources. Whoa! The most recent parts of our brain to develop are the first to suffer if there is a shortage of resources. Older, more developed areas of the brain, such as those that regulate breathing and our nervous responses, gets first helpings from our bloodstream and are virtually unaffected if we decide to skip a meal. Wow, that happens, bro. I had skipped a meal yesterday. Or the day before yesterday. Something weird happened. I'll give you a small example. So, I worked for the railroad, and so my scheduling was off. We got to our location to drop the train off, and it was like 02:10. That's when we officially tied up. 02:10 in the morning, and I had no dinner that evening. The previous evening, I had no dinner, and I was like, fuck. So things like that, man. But once again, they're saying the older, more developed areas of our brain, such as those that regulate breathing and our nervous responses, get first helpings from our bloodstream and are eventually unaffected if we decide to skip a meal. Wow, that part was unaffected. The prefrontal cortex, on the other hand, feels the impact. Unfortunately, being relatively young in terms of human development, it's the runt of the litter come feeding time. Advanced research shows us why this matters. A 2007 article in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology detailed 9 separate studies on the impact of nutrition and willpower. Wow, okay. In one set, researchers assigned tasks that did or did not involve willpower and measured blood sugar levels before and after each task. Participants who exercised willpower showed a marked drop in the levels of glucose in the bloodstreams. Participants who exercised willpower showed a marked drop in the levels of glucose in the bloodstream. Subsequent studies showed the impact on performance when 2 groups completed one willpower related task and then did another. Between tasks, one group was given a glass of Kool-Aid lemonade sweetened with real sugar, and they put in quotes buzz, and the other was given a placebo lemonade with Splenda buzz kill. The placebo group had roughly twice as many errors on the subsequent test as the sugar group. The studies concluded that willpower is a mental muscle that doesn't bounce back quickly. Wow. If you employ it for one task, there will be less power available for the next unless you refuel. Wow. To do our best, we literally have to feed our minds, which gives new credence to the old saw. That's how they put in here, the credence to the old saw. I think they meant the old saying. Food for thought. Foods that elevate blood sugar evenly over long periods, like complex carbohydrates and proteins, become the fuel of choice for high achievers. Literal proof that you are what you eat. Wow, I said a lot, man. Essentially, just to make it sweet and simple, even the foods that you intake affects your willpower. To keep it simple as possible, even the foods you intake affects your willpower. Wow. Do you know that a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of people, there are some individuals who live off fast food, man. They don't have any quality places to eat. Do you think that affects their willpower? Or I'm just making this shit up, or what I'm reading is out of context, it's just kind of overblown. Do you think that? That's something to think about, man. Because if you're on board with me, I'm agreeing with them. I told you when I had tied up in 0210, I was done, bro. Mentally, I was like, phew. I hadn't eaten dinner. Then my breakfast was trash. Usually I go to Albertsons and pick up some food, and that kind of keeps me fueled, if you will. I'm not gonna say this restaurant. It's a fast food chain restaurant, and I had to choose their breakfast. I don't want them to come after me, but their breakfast, I didn't want their breakfast because it wasn't fulfilling. It's fast food. And I was like, oh. And I just felt so unsatisfied. I was like, bro, this shit is fast food. There are some people who do not have access to quality foods, man. And if we take what Mr. Gary Keller has provided us, those people, their willpower is getting stunted, man. I mean, it's getting zapped. Damn, that's cynical, bro. That's cynical, man. When I went back to H-Town, I'm from Houston, born and raised from Houston. And I hadn't been there in some time. And I went back and to go see my family. And I'm from South Park. And when I went there, I was like, yo, I was telling my mom, I was like, let me get you something to eat. And one place that I wanted to eat, I was like, hey, let's go to this place. And my mom was like, yeah, we don't have that around here. She was like, yeah, that place is like way on another side of town, way far. It would have taken us like an hour, if that, to get there. I was like, damn. I was like, whoa. I was like, what do y'all have? And I was born there, but I hadn't been there. So a lot of things have changed in Houston. I've seen it. I mean, I saw it, and it's so drastic. And I was like, yo, I used to live in this shit. And I went back and I saw, when I tell you, people are getting priced out of life. I was like, Mom, let me get you something to eat. And I'm looking at the map, and we both looking around, and I was like, there's no quality food in the area that we were in. I was like, damn. And this is South Park. Fuck it. We were in South Park, Sunnyside, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, yo, there's no quality food places around here. Quality, meaning I want some quality to it, bro. No fucking fast food, bro. And that's all there was around there, fast food places. I was like, holy fucking shit, bro. I was like, whoa, that's wow. Can you imagine all the people that are being affected by that? Wow. I was like, damn. See, here, for me, I eat at home, man. I get my shit. I make my food, bro. Now, there are times when I have to eat, like when I'm out on the rails, when I got to eat fast food or food that's kind of on the go. I don't like to take, I know some of my guys, my engineer guys and my coworkers, they take their lunches and stuff. I just don't, for me, I like to have my food in a certain way. Like, and this is not, I don't want it to make it seem like I'm spoiled, rich or anything like that. No, I'm not. I'm to a point where when I eat my food here at home, I like to have a plate. I like to have silverware, right? I just like to have those things. And when I'm on the road, we don't have those things. You can't do that on a fucking train. You can't have a fucking plate. I'm talking about a fucking glass plate or, a decent plate. You can't, I don't want to eat out of a goddamn Tupperware. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Like when I eat food, I just want to eat it nice. I want to have some good silverware. I ain't talking about no plastic fork and shit. Like, we're on the rails, man. We got to eat as we go. And I see that and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I want to be able to sit and enjoy my food. And I can't do that. So there are times when I have to make sacrifices. But when I'm home, I'm eating home, bro. I'm cooking my shit. Like my breakfast, I cook my pancakes. I like flatbacks. I like flatbacks. But yeah, I like to cook my eggs. I like bacon. You know, I like to make, it's not the best, but it's quality, man. It's not the best, but it's quality. It beats rushing out to fast food joints. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I mean, that's just me, man. I try my best to eat healthy. Like I had some green beans, some potatoes, some ground beef. Excuse me. So I mean, that's, you know, I got a little protein, some green beans. You know, I try to eat. I had some fruits. I was talking about fruit. I had grapes. So, you know, I'm trying, bro. I'm 41. I have to be very mindful about my body now, which is crazy. I should have been doing it earlier, but I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I gotta take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I talk, Coach Greg Adams, man. He talks about how us guys, man, when we get in our older age, man, he was like, a lot of guys, we're not in our best shape, bro. I was like, ooh, oh man. And then I see it with some of my railroad brothers, man. Some guys be big, man. I mean, sitting on that train, I mean, boys be getting big, man. I'm like, oof, whoo. I mean, railroad life can take that from you, man. It can take that from you, man. But that's here and there and all that and everywhere, man. Another study that another study that was in the book. I forgot what country it was. It's a foreign country, and they had their judges who grant people parole, and they were saying how there were parts of the day where the people seeking parole, they knew their chances were good or bad depending on where they landed with these judges. So the start of the day, you know, the start of the day, they had a chance of getting parole. And then it would kind of decline until they get a break. The judges would get a break. And then once the judges have that break, then the thing spiked up, and then they would potentially have the parole, people seeking parole would have better chances after their break. And then it would kind of decline. And then the judges would have to have lunch or something, or dinner, if you will. And then energy would be up. They had that rest moment. And then the people at that moment, they was like, okay, we have a better chance of getting parole. And then it kind of declined at the end of the day. So with all that being said, kind of goes into what Gary Keller is saying is like, yo, like your brain power is being used. You need to recharge it. And so when these judges had their time to recharge from lunch, dinner, whatever they wanted, whatever breaks they had, after they recharged, it was the people seeking parole had a better chance of getting parole. But then as the day progressed, it was like, chances are you're not going to get it, based on these people having to use their brain power to grant these people, if so fit, parole. Wow. I mean, it's remarkable, man. In conclusion, man, in summary, just to keep it sweet and simple, if you are like myself on the path to success, you're seeking success, be mindful about your willpower. You can't just conjure up your willpower and things happen and you're able to complete the task needed to be successful. It doesn't work that way. It's a lie. Mr. Gary Keller is saying and used evidence to say that, hey, your willpower is based on, it's just like the simple battery in your phone. You have the energy for it at the beginning when things are good, but as the day progresses, as things happen, that willpower decreases. Now, just like your battery, you can recharge it. It's renewable energy. You can recharge it. But you're going to have to give it a rest for it to recharge. What am I saying? Be mindful about how you're spending or using your willpower. Because if there are things that will be in your way, in my way, as I told you, I hadn't been streaming. There were things in my way. And they were affecting my willpower to stream. Be mindful about those things. The food you eat, be mindful about that. Your brain and your food, they're going hand in hand, man. Be mindful. Fellas, we got to be mindful about that. Be mindful. All right? I hope that was inspirational for somebody, hopefully. It was very inspirational for myself because I'm like, oh, shit, okay, cool. I got to be mindful. I got to think about where am I spending my willpower. I got to be very cautious, man. See, I'm back on track somewhat now. And now that, I got work and okay, I'm calculating. I got to realize, okay, all right, I need a break here, blah, blah, blah. I'm just being mindful that I got to complete certain tasks and I got to complete it when I have that willpower strong, man, that battery life strong, man, rather than on the decline. Man, I hope you enjoyed that, man. Hit me up. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns. If you're like, yo, man, I don't like that or I disagree. Let me know, man. I really like that. I want to share this, man. I just wanted to share that. That was it was so crazy that it came in right now. That I read that chapter and bam, I was like, oh shit, I got to be mindful. Because I really enjoy this channel. I want to stream. This is my only space where I get to talk about philosophy and all these things, man, where I get to talk about it. So, man, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. I'm back. I got it. I got that oomph I needed, man. I got that oomph. Got that routine, that timing. I got my timing somewhat back. We'll see how it goes tomorrow and so on and so forth. And then now the gym is open for me. Come on, things are starting to look good now. Thank you for checking out the channel. Hit the like button for me. Send me some comments and subscribe, baby. I'm monked in and I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. As always, peace. Ooh, gotta have some peace. Peace of mind. Peace, quiet, and freedom. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams on that one. But yes, peace. Be kind to your fucking self, man. Ooh, because this world ain't gonna do it, man. So why not treat yourself kind?
Just let me eat you one time. You gonna sleep for 3 days, my baby. I'm gonna make you cry.
Are you gonna show us?
Ay, ay, ay. Thank you, bitch! Bitch, thank you!